we are live, guys. All right, we are live. We are absolutely live.
Should probably turn off the volume on this.
Yeah, we should turn off. Yeah, you should. You should. So it is a special GainzCast. We tried to go live on YouTube, where we usually go live. And honestly, it just didn't work because obviously the left is trying to suppress our voice. No, the left just wants to make money. I think they just have a legit, it's like when we have, we always used to have a thing where we'd go dark, meaning we'd have a crash on Black Friday at midnight every fucking year. We used a server called Magento, which was absolute fucking trash. And every goddamn Black Friday, sorry about your ears there, but it brings up some fucking memories. We would, sure as shit, 12:10, fucking crash. People are like, Mark, why'd you make your site crash? I'm like, because I don't like money. What kind of question is that for a Jew? Like, why would you stop taking money on the biggest sales day of the year? Your 7-figure sales day, and you're not going to take money. Matt, can you raise this up a little bit? I'm so fucking tall. There you go, right there. Not too tight. Okay, cool. Okay, so the bottom line is, we came on here, and I think Instagram is going to be a great place to be. And we have a lot of stuff to go over, and I want to take it live Q&A with y'all. I think that'll be great. By the way, I'm going to post this on Instagram in a little bit. I want to know that the first ever Tiger Fitness Election Day poll is back. It's back. We sold the black Trump-style shirts versus the gray Biden-style shirts. And honestly, I like the way the gray one fit. It made me look swole as fuck.
The gray shirts that we put out normally do.
And the gray shirts sell. He's wearing one right now. I'm wearing a black one. But I went black and I'm never going back. And it seems like everybody else did too. So in an unprecedented election result, the most accurate election poll ever created, the Tiger Fitness shirt election poll.
Asterisk TBD based on tonight.
62% Trump shirt win. If that doesn't beat honestly, it's probably more credible than any others fucking polls after 2016, to be honest with you. I'm going to be real, man. 2016, I lost all faith in polling. I used to be like, yeah, man, the fucking polls say no. I'm like, nah, I don't know. So I don't know. Look, people ask Mark, who's going to win tonight? Who's going to win? And I'm like, I don't fucking know who's going to win. I have no idea who's going to win. Nobody has any idea who's going to win.
This is going to be the craziest election
I'm in for the ride
we've ever seen.
Yeah,
at least in my lifetime.
No, it's going to be absolutely insane. Because we have the whole question of the Biden literally said yesterday. Tim Cass just uploaded something that he will not concede defeat tonight, no matter what. That's not good. Like that's never been like. That's literally saying it. I know Trump's crazy ass will be like, oh no, for election fraud. This shit will go beyond. I'm not even going to guess, because it's like if civil war happens, then it's like, you wished for this. If it doesn't happen, they're like, you were wrong. So I'm just going to say, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen tonight. I'm going to cozy up in my beautiful house, buried in the fucking hills of Brentwood, Tennessee, and I'm going to watch y'all fight.
we got EJ Smith around what time, or guess on when we will actually know the results.
2022. I have no fucking, I think honestly, I think there's gaslighting on both sides. I think we're going to know an election winner tonight.
Yeah.
I picked two outcomes, and this could be wrong, and it probably is wrong. One possible outcome, which is probably the most logical outcome based on polling, which, as I said, I don't believe in polling, is Biden wins in a close race. I'm talking like by 10 or 20 delegates, right? The second option, which is the option that if you're going by momentum and what I see in the fact there's fucking rallies in fucking Beverly Hills and the Amish people are fucking doing Trump rallies with fucking horses and carriages, is that Trump wins by a landslide. I don't see Biden winning by a landslide. I don't see Trump winning by a little. I think it's either Biden by a little or Trump by a lot. What do you think, Matt?
I agree. I think it's going to be shocking either way. You know, a lot of the Biden supporters, not Trump supporters.
I don't think there's a Biden supporter out there. I don't think anybody likes Biden.
It's just people voting against Trump.
Yeah, pretty much.
Are thinking it's going to be a Biden landslide. And I don't see that happening at all.
No, I don't see a blue wave. I see either a blue win or a red wave. I don't see enthusiasm. I see enthusiasm for Trump hatred, but I don't see enthusiasm for Biden. I mean, let's be real. The guy has dementia. He was anti-desegregation, and he's just a piece of shit. And his son gets foot jobs, like a fucking foot job. You're
still hung up on this foot job.
I want one. Like, my wife won't give me one. I don't want one for my wife. She's got some fucking callousy ass feet. That'd be like running my dick through a fucking garbage disposal. I'm not even fucking dealing with that shit. Hell no. Sorry, Katie. She's actually in our gym training right now. So she gets to hear that later, or when you guys DM her the link to where I said that. So besides the point, are there any questions we get into now?
No, I think we got the only one so far. Someone said we'll see the result on Thanksgiving. CKD for life. Do you remember the polls from 2016?
Yeah, I mean the only poll I'm interested in is Hunter's with the foot job. That's the only poll I'm interested in right now. I think that's profound that foot job has become a part of our American vernacular right now, which is absolutely insane.
I mean, it's definitely a term I had heard before that.
This is a crazy segue, but I want to get into some other topics if that's cool to keep this live, keep this fresh. Absolutely. And we'll have much more going right now.
And if you guys have questions, jump right in. I'm not just
We're going to answer everything. We're going to be here as long as you guys want us to be here. So yesterday was the greatest day of my life. Greatest day, because it's one thing to see your kids being born. Like, you didn't do anything except I did something. I did something really well. I impregnated someone. I did nothing to earn that day. My wife did all the work. You
impregnated someone yesterday?
Not yesterday. No. Okay. I impregnated somebody. That was like, people go like, when you go like, this is the greatest day of my life. What about your kids being born? I'm like, shut the fuck up. That's a given. My daughter's team won the state championship in the highest division in soccer in the state of Tennessee. And it was an amazing game. And we have two keepers. One has literally given up one goal in the past 7 games. It's Lexi girl. She's amazing. Kendall would start on any other team in the country, but she's backing up Lexi. Lexi's like 7 feet tall. She literally saved, and it would hit it was either hit the crossbar or hit her hand. She's that tall. And so the PK comes up. It's 0-0 after 2 10-minute overtimes. And Kendall comes in, and everybody in the stands was like, WTF, bro. What's going on? And the coach made a call, and Kendall is smaller and quicker for the shorter kicks. Yeah. And we ended up winning 4-2 in PKs. So the celebration was crazy. I've never cheered louder in my life. Happiest moment of my life. So no matter who wins tonight, Ravenwood girls soccer are the 2020 fucking state champs. Yes, and I cursed a little bit. And honestly, COVID went away when we won. Like, so the coach's dad, he's older. Like, she's the coach of the soccer team, right? She's like a little younger than us. And, we've been standing by each other, and he's an older guy joking around all fucking, like, he's just the dude. He's a really smart, really nice dude. And so we, first thing after the game, I found him and I said, I got my mask on, gave each other a big hug. So COVID goes away when you win things. Is what happens.
I mean, you saw that with Justin Turner after the World Series.
Yeah, that was amazing. Like, it's like, fuck it, I got a mask on.
Everyone was giving him so much shit. I was like,
if I won the World Series, bro, I'd literally purposely get the clap. Like, fuck it, I just won the World Series. Like, how many people have won a state championship? I didn't even make it past the fucking second round. My daughter has one as a freshman. She has 3 more opportunities, and also college. Like, let's say she goes to a top college team. She might have as many rims as
given at this point.
As fucking, she could be the next she could be the female soccer Vinatieri, man. Yeah. Fucking rings, all fingers, like fucking the opposite of Dan Marino. For you poor fucking Dolphins fans.
I'm not saying shit. I'm a Jets fan.
Well, I'm not a Bears fan. That's all that matters. So that was amazing. So nothing that happens today or for the rest of the year, probably for the rest of my life, really fucking matters right now. At least the way I feel. I've never been happier. And honestly, it's really funny because COVID actually takes election day off, Matt.
It does. It does. From what I hear, they're saying the CDC is saying it doesn't matter if you have COVID, go vote.
Just put a fucking mask on. Just put a fucking mask on. You go vote.
How those masks work? How are the masks
No. But here's the greatest part of it. Nashville and other cities are literally closing down testing centers. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. You saw the, I believe it's Ottawa in Canada. The health director there, who was in charge of the most draconian lockdowns, even in Canada, where it's cool for the prime minister to wear blackface and still get elected. So this chick came out. I'm sorry, chick's a demeaning word. This broad came out and she,
this bitch,
this fucking slut. So this slut comes up and they're like, she's like, well, I think it's time to start learning to live with the disease. And it's like, we wanted to do that from the beginning, but you kept closing us in our doors and locking us down. I'm like, oh my God. So this is what I predicted would happen. Now, just for the record, I'm not an epidemiologist. I'm not any kind of ologist. I have a degree in marketing and I almost have a minor in Black religious studies. Not even fucking lying about that. I'm very close.
You took one course, bro.
No, I took 3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
That's fucking, it's 20, I think it's like 20 units for a minor or some shit like that.
Yeah.
My wife has a minor in women's studies. When you're trying to fill electives, you're like, what other pieces of paper can I get? So the bottom line is, man, I've said this from the beginning. I've been 100% right about COVID this so far. As far as everything that's gone on, I've been 100% right about the lockdowns being wrong, about asymptomatics, about the death rate being much lower. And I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm just saying that I read shit and I interpret it in my way. And so far I've been right, like by luck, by happenstance, by whatever. I'm not claiming to be a fucking genius. I'm just claiming to be a dude with a fucking brain. And the bottom line is, dude, it's so fucking politically motivated. And you're seeing it right now, even before the election, they're hedging their bets. Yeah. On opening up, because whatever candidate wins, whether it's Trump or Biden, whatever candidate wins knows that we can't sustain a society nor have a good 4 years to win. Remember, they need to win in 2 years. Like every 2 years is a major election. In 2 years, there's the House and the Senate, right?
Yeah.
In 2 years, there's the House. So we have a big election in 2 years. So whoever gets this, if they have 2 years to turn around, 2 years in the grand scale of macroeconomics is nothing.
No.
So if they open the economy immediately,
it's going to be a boom.
Immediately, we're going to fucking blow up. And here's how you get rid of COVID. The same way that Biden and Obama got rid of H1N1. 60 million H1N1 cases across the United States of America. We didn't hear shit about it. And that's also without testing. They literally stopped testing for it. So what's going to happen no matter who wins is they're going to get some fucking nerd up there to say, hey, we're going to stop testing. And whether that's right or wrong, whether we're killing grandma or whatever, that's what I predict is going to happen, because we can't have a society run without. So Biden's answer to opening up the economy will be this. He keeps saying lockdowns are potential. I don't think he means it. That's why he's pushing masks so hard. And that's why they're saying, the CDC is saying that masks, you can still have COVID and go out and vote with masks. So masks are their magical Band-Aid. Even though there's no evidence that it prevents COVID at all, masks are going to be their magical Band-Aid to open up the economy. So whether Democrats or Republicans win, I predict that by January or February 2021, COVID does not exist. We might see some people in masks. I mean, when I go to the airport, I always see, and this is not racist, Asian people tend to wear masks.
Oh, it's because their air pollution is so horrendous.
So it's not due to bad teeth. That's just the British.
That's just the British.
Okay, we offended British and Asians so far. We're going to work on other cultures.
I think we already got all women too.
Yeah, we got broads.
Yeah.
Sluts. Bitches. Hoes. Hopefully HR is not watching this. So that's my prediction. And I don't know if I'm right or wrong or whatever, but that's just my opinion. That's just what I think.
I agree. I think it's actually going to be a little bit quicker. You say January, February. I think they're going to really try to rush this for holiday season.
Ooh, that means Hanukkah.
Yeah.
When is Hanukkah? I don't even know what dates.
I don't know.
We're such bad Jews.
We've got a weird calendar, bro.
Hey, dude, if we believed in hell, we'd be going there. But luckily we don't. So Jews can do whatever the fuck we want and have no negative recourse. That's why I love being a Jew. No hell. No hell.
It's the one perk.
Well, I mean, fuck, dude, look at our bread. It doesn't even have fucking yeast in it. Whose idea was that? Like, that's a stupid idea. And fucking dreidels, that's our idea of fun? A fucking dreidel?
Listen, we have a really shitty history.
My parents, to make up for not having Easter, hid matzah on Passover. I didn't want to find that shit.
Well, no, that's actually a thing.
That's a thing? I
Called
thought
the
my parents just
afikoman,
made that up.
No, that's an actual thing. And then you put like, I mean, normally it's only like $1. My family would put a tenner in there, and I was stoked on that because my little sisters, I was significantly older than them, so I already knew the hiding spots before before that. I was always walking away with an extra $10.
I wish I was a Christian. Like, they have it so much better. They have Santa Claus, the fucking Easter Bunny. We got Hanukkah Harry. Who the fuck's Hanukkah Harry? Like, who came up with that?
I don't even know what he looks like. I don't want to know what he looks like. Sounds kind of creepy, honestly.
Honestly, I think he looks like Mel Brooks. Oh, shit. So, what's really funny is we joke around, and I'm independent. I still claim independence. I tend to vote Republican. So I saw someone ask on the Instagram who I voted for. I voted for Trump unapologetically. I think he's the better man for the job. If he loses, here's what happens if he loses. We wake up tomorrow, we do the same fucking thing we did today.
That happens regardless.
Yeah, I mean,
regardless of who wins, who loses.
Life goes on.
Life goes on. 99% of the population isn't going to see a direct impact based on the president. People don't realize how much more their local government influences their daily life. Bingo. They pin it all on the government or all on the federal government. I was trying to make this argument to someone, and they weren't having it. They were like, president is not the final say for a lot of the issues that you blame Trump for. Are a local government issue.
So correct.
All this police, anyone who has an issue with the police, we support Blue Lives Matter here, or we support the law enforcement.
I'm wearing a Blue Line shirt.
There you go.
I'm all about the cops. I don't like bad cops who do bad things.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us do. But yeah, it's just what happens is we wake up and we go on and we do our thing. And what's funny is I actually had a battle between my friends on Twitter today, man. So my buddy Seth, you might see him he was Operation Dad Bod. And my buddy DJ, who's a UFC guy. Now, luckily they figured out because DJ would have beat his ass. But
sorry, Seth.
Yeah, sorry, Seth. But I mean, that wouldn't have been a close fight. But at the end, I'm like, guys, and I believe Seth voted, I'm not going to say we voted for, I don't think he voted for Biden, but Seth is very independent and he says what he feels. And DJ is extremely Republican, and with due cause. His gym almost lost everything because he was shut down during COVID because the lockdowns that were mainly pushed by the Democrats. So I understand why he's so militant about it. I understand why Seth is so middle of the road. Seth is a very caring guy. He's not a fighter like, DJ.
He's not trying to piss anyone off.
No, but he kind of did. And so did DJ. And at the end, I'm like, guys, in real life, you guys would really get along. Like, don't let Twitter get involved or, make you feel this way about each other. I'm like, we get a big naked group hug. And, but DJ, honestly, I just didn't want to see Seth get killed.
Unless he's reaching through the computer screen to throw a punch, I think Seth was okay.
Yeah, and there was a couple other guys I know, and I'm like, guys, we're all friends. Yeah. Like, let's not let this get between us because that's what they want. That's exactly what they want. You can't let that happen.
We got a good one here. Biggest story of this election is the mainstream media and big tech influence and censorship needs to be stopped or regulated.
That's that section 203, right, or 230. I don't know the exact section, but I think that it is definitely an issue where tech is getting involved. Now, I actually had this conversation with Mike Rashid yesterday, and it was actually a great conversation. I honestly don't think that Twitter is biased to the left. I think they're just making money. 67% of Twitter viewers and readers and participants are Democrat. So they're obviously going to pander to their base. I don't believe we're seeing partisanship. I believe we're seeing capitalism at play. I think we're seeing the biggest example of capitalism. And if you look at CNN and MSNBC, they drew the line in the sand. They are definitely to the left. Fox, you know what? Based on their data, they skew where they need to skew. They have their Tuckers who are going to bring in all the right, like every single right-wing viewer. But then if you look at the rest of it, it's pretty moderate or even slanted to the Democrat Party. So the media is on. But realize that Trump would have not, like all the people who cry about social media, Trump would not have won in 2016 had it not been for Twitter. Not even come close. He wouldn't have even been in the fucking race. So for a party that literally won the last election because of Twitter, to complain about Twitter that much, and I do believe that they should not be held, they're not a platform. They are definitely a business.
Yes.
So I do not believe Section 230. I think it needs to be reformed, not revoked, but reformed. I don't know how to reform that though. I'm not the guy. What do you think?
That's not my job either.
No.
I don't look at, that's not something that even remotely excites me on how to model a business to handle political views when it's such an influential social media platform.
You're absolutely correct. By the way, if you guys are watching this, you can see the entire podcast when this is uploaded on GainzCast on YouTube. You can search GainzCast with a Z, GainzCast on every other
Spotify.
All of them. All of them. We use an app called Anchor that kind of does a good job getting it out to everybody. It's a cool app. So we had the friends fighting, and so there's another thing. Riots. Do you think there will be significant rioting tonight? Now, I know they've deployed National Guard to a lot of cities, and I know that there's a huge group descending on D.C., an anarchist group or a fascist group or an Antifa group. They're definitely not the Poor Boys. I'm sorry, the Proud Boys. Poor Boys was another fucking gaffe that Biden made. By the way, the guy has fucking dementia. The Proud Boys. It's not going to be the Proud Boys. It's not going to be MAGA people. The rioting's being done by the left. And anybody who says otherwise is disingenuous to what they're seeing on the news.
If Trump wins, I do think we see some sort of violence tonight.
But not here, so fuck them. And if they,
I think Nashville might get a little crazy. For maybe a hot second, but you look at New York, LA is boarding up businesses right now.
Yeah.
Seattle, Portland.
I don't think Nashville. I don't think they're going to focus on Nashville. I really don't. And if they do, we have a governor who's already come in and said, you do it, but we're using live fucking ammo.
Yeah.
Tennessee's not a good place to riot.
No. And that's why I think you'll see it in the larger
When
cities.
you say a hot minute, we will deploy the National Guard if someone sneezes wrong.
When I say a hot minute, I literally mean a 60-second time frame.
So basically, the mayor of Nashville is a complete piece of shit. His name's John Cooper. He's a fat fuck, and he is a stupid piece of shit. And Lee just was like, dude, I'm taking over this whole defending shit thing. Like, sorry, I gave you your chance and you fucked it up, bro. They fucking tried. They burned down the wrong courthouse. Did I tell you that?
No.
So they burned down the civil courthouse. The other courthouse. So I went there. My daughter had a soccer. She was training in Nashville at a place I can't mention because they were open during the lockdown, our big 2-week lockdown. And we were there. We were like 5 minutes from downtown Nashville, from Broadway. And I'm like, let's go see how fucked up it is. So we drove in. I had a weapon on me, of course. I was about to shoot everybody if they fucked with us. And it was chill. People literally, you would never guess there was like a fucking it wasn't a riot. It was just like a fucking small uprising and a couple people broke a couple pieces of glass. And one fucking redneck living with his mom burnt some shit. That was it. Like the kid literally lived in he was a white kid living in the suburbs, right? And people were out like walking their dog and just drinking, like nothing fucking happened. I'm like, and I posted Twitter. I'm like, dude, nothing fucking happened here.
That riot in Nashville sounds more like a regular day in New York City.
It just sounds like, yeah, a regular day.
In New York City.
And so we went to the courthouse and there are a few cops there. So I went up and started talking to the cops and they were cool guys. Like they were really nice. I went up and thanked them for their service and said, hey, what's going on? So he's like, dude, I've been out here for like fucking 20 hours, man. All that shit went down last night. He's like, our job was just to keep them in the city. And as soon as they got out, we would fuck them up. Okay, cool. And then, and it was really funny because he's like, you know what the funniest part is? These dumb fucks burnt down the wrong courthouse. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, the criminal courthouse is down the fucking road. He's like, they burnt down, like all they talk about in here is like custody battles and shit. And I'm like, my daughter, she's like, man, these liberals are weird, like, yes, honey, they are. Yes, liberals are crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. But I'm not worried about my area because we have a lot of guns. Like, there's a lot of guns. If you go down any suburban street in Tennessee, you're going to get shot multiple times if you do anything. Like, so people are like, what if they came down your street? I'm like, not a good day for them. I mean, dude, our neighbors are like, I thought I was armed. Like, these motherfuckers are fucking armed. I'm talking like they literally, when rich people get money, and they like guns. I know people who literally, when they built their house, into their build, put a fucking gun room, not a gun safe, a gun room, a fucking room full of guns.
Can you imagine someone like walking down Kurt's street?
No.
And then just at the end of the block seeing Hulkzilla?
Can you imagine Kurt just opening the door? Like, what are y'all doing at my house?
He's a super friendly dude too. He'd be like, hey, how's it going?
I think if he gets mad,
I wouldn't want to see that. I do not want to see that.
Well, he's called the Hulk, so I'd imagine he has a green streak.
I would imagine. I just don't want to see it.
No, I do want to see it on TV, like far away. But another thing I'm predicting is, so just from a marketing standpoint, remember I said earlier, I don't have an epidemiology degree. I don't have a fucking physics degree. I don't have a degree in engineering. I'm not a doctor. I have a degree in marketing, a very weak degree in marketing. I graduated cum laude. I have cum written on my degree. Anyway, so when you look at marketing, Democrats were pushing for, they're pushing for early voting. That was their big thing.
Yes.
And if you look at how the ballots are, you can literally track where your ballot is every step of the way. So they actually, I think everybody pushing for the whole voter fraud angle is just for some fucking gaslighting. I don't think it's going to happen.
I think they definitely had a plan going into it. They wouldn't just be like mail-in voting and all this crap if they didn't have a contingency plan to make sure that wouldn't happen. You know, a lot of people, they want to paint the government as evil and doing something to manipulate the people. And yeah, I mean, sure.
Look at COVID.
Fair. In this case, I don't see that. I don't see it.
I think what's going to, so Democrats were marketing for people to vote early. Vote, mail-in vote, absentee vote, go in early voting. I early voted because I just didn't want to fuck with the crowds today. Whereas Trump and his team were promoting voting on Tuesday. So being that the mail-in voting and the early voting is better than it was in 2016 for the Republicans, from what I've read, and I could be wrong, if there's a huge turnout on election day, just from a marketing standpoint, just from a marketing read, this does not mean I'm trying to influence the election, pollster, whatever. Republicans will have the advantage because that's what their people were told to do. I could be fucking wrong. I don't fucking know. But that's my guess.
I mean, this whole thing is going to be one big question mark until tonight anyway.
Tonight,
we really don't know.
I think it's going to be tonight. I think we're going to have a winner called by midnight.
I think so too.
I think we're going to have a winner called, and whether they concede or not, that's fine. Remember, the Supreme Court is now 5-3 in Trump's favor.
Yeah.
So that's why the Democrats fought that so fucking
concession or not, the Electoral College is the Electoral College.
Yeah.
And, you know,
we don't vote based on popular vote, and I am a big fan of the Electoral College. I used to be. I remember I posted in 2014, the Electoral College is bullshit. And my CPA, David Pope, who actually ran for state senate in the great state of Wyoming, he called me and he explained the Electoral College to me. And I was like, fuck, I was wrong. And that's where I changed it. But I used to be anti-Electoral College, pro-popular vote, until it was explained to me how it worked. And that was my fault for being ignorant and spouting off, which I do a lot. And I'm going to do more in the future. So my thing right now is, again, like, that's my prediction is I don't fucking know. I predict an old white guy will fucking win.
Great guess, bro.
I mean, an old fucking white guy will fucking win. I predict two things. This is my prediction. The only thing I'll say is it's either close Biden win or a red wave. I don't know other than that. Do we have any questions?
Not really.
Just comments?
Just comment. I mean, we got this one guy going off, but I'm trying to ignore him because he's kind of annoying.
Which one? What is he going off about? Oh, okay. He's from India.
Yeah.
Oh, he wants to slow down. Dude, it's an English channel, man. I don't go to Indian channels like, bro, can you slow down? I only speak English.
Well, then he wanted us to ignore him, so now I'm ignoring him. I was talking about this with my brother, West Valley AZ. They're not going to want to come into our area.
No. Yeah. Okay, that's Trev. So Trev is he's an undefeated heavyweight boxer.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's friends with Mike.
Oh, all right, cool.
He's legit. He's pro-America, unapologetic. He's the dude. If you guys don't follow Trev McCumbee.
Yep.
Ah, man, it's hard to say. if you guys don't follow him, he's just an amazing space. He took a little bit of time off of boxing, but when he comes back, this guy has heavy hands.
Yeah.
Heavy hands, like quick, heavy hands. Crazy. And I've seen him in person. Like he's a crazy fighter. Like some people are like, wow. Like he's got all this. He's a contender. Like the dude's a straight up contender.
Yeah. You think there will be riots? Depends on the winner.
Well,
I think we'll see something if Trump wins.
I think. I don't know if the term riot is the right word. I think civil uprising is a better word. I don't know. See, because I was alive and I was in the area for the Rodney King riots. And all the shit happening this year, they weren't the Rodney King riots. The Rodney King riots are on another level of rioting.
Yeah.
Like these are like uprisings. I think Portland's definitely been like a fucking 100-day riot, you know? The Chaz was more like just a bunch of stupid people cosplaying. I would like to think more of my country than that, but with groups like Antifa and BLM, you never know. And when I say BLM, I'm not saying I don't care about Black lives. BLM is an organization. They are not Black Lives Mattering. It has nothing to do with the importance of Black lives and blacks not being killed. BLM Inc. is an organization that is anti-nuclear family and pro-Marxism. I am pro-Black lives. I am anti-BLM. I will state that emphatically. I will state that I will not raise a fucking fist. If you come up to me at a restaurant, I will fucking die on that hill. Yeah. Not happening.
Question from, let's see. Katie Lobliner. Who the hell is the guy in the pink hat?
I told you she's just not a nice person.
Choice is clear. We either preserve our way of life or relinquish everything our forefathers fought hard to build for centuries. I don't see it that way. I'm
not quite that extreme. I'm much more. See, you got to realize we have an election in 2 years. They can't do anything too fucking crazy or they lose the election in 2 years. Yeah. That's what happened to Trump. Trump was fucking. Remember, Obama for the first 2 years of his presidency had both the House and the Senate. By the way, Biden was the vice president. Trump for the first 2 years of his presidency had the House and the Senate. Neither of them, the only thing I can say happened, a bunch of executive orders that didn't really affect many of us, not any of us, but many of us, and Obamacare, which, by the way, a lot of that was completely destroyed by Trump when he got in office. Our government is designed for inactivity. It's designed for stagnation. And that's how we prevent from having a different form of government in this republic. And that's why the whole federalism thing works. So, while I would love to see Trump win because he was the guy I put a lot of thought into my vote for, if Biden wins, I'm not losing. I'm not going to stay up for the results tonight. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to fucking see them. You know, it's not that. I think you guys are, every election I've been alive for, and I get a whole bunch of shit for this. People have always said it's the end of the world.
Never has been. What are your thoughts on some of the bodybuilders who are pro-Trump and posting all the time about Trump and Instagram deleting their accounts with no responses? Giordani was one of them with 600,000 followers. I
don't know what they were posting. I don't know if they violated guidelines. I have no idea. I can't comment on that.
Yeah, that's a question for Instagram.
That's a question for them too. I didn't know Giordani had his shit deleted. I had no idea. I can't comment on something I know nothing about.
Yeah. I voted this morning, but I just want to say I wouldn't trust an 80-year-old man to tie my shoes, so I don't like either candidate.
Good news is Trump is closer to 70 than 80, and Biden is
senile.
But the thing is, Trump seems like every president ages so greatly when they're president.
It's a stressful job, man.
Trump seems to have gotten younger. I don't know what the fuck he's taking that Regeneron. I don't know what's going on. He got COVID and he came back looking better. Who the fuck, like, what the fuck is that guy taking?
What made you become for the Electoral College after your CPA explained it to you?
Well, you can't base all your votes among population density. Cities don't know I don't know, for example, living in Tennessee, what's going on in fucking Wyoming. Wyoming doesn't know what's going on in Nebraska. Gives everybody an equal voice. Each state should have a representative voice. It definitely needs to be that way, or else, and it would change campaigns. Honestly, it would change the way the votes are done. Like the president or the candidates would simply stay in New York, California, and Texas and go nowhere else. They would give no fucks about the flyover states.
Yeah. $2 billion in insurance claims for property damage, largest man-made property damage from riots in the history of our country. Insurance doesn't cover that shit, bro.
Insurance doesn't cover it. That's why, again,
it could be $2 billion in claims, but insurance companies didn't dole out $1 for the riots.
Hate is a strong word, but I will say this. I hate Antifa and I hate BLM Incorporated. Hate both of them. Hate them with the utmost of hatred.
Trent Jansen, so you think if Biden actually wins a close race, you worried that they win Senate too? That's my biggest fear.
I'm not worried about anything.
No.
There's nothing I can do about it. All you could do is vote. After that, you just live life. And you work towards the next 2 years. If you're mad that your candidate lost, there's another election in 2022, a big congressional election. A lot of shit happens. We literally gave up all of 2020 for a fucking overblown cold. We literally gave up our year. 2 years ain't that long. Work on campaigning. Work on getting a good person to run. Get these fucking idiots out like Lindsey Graham and those fucking motherfuckers. Get some young blood in there that can do something. You know, unfortunately, sitting back and fucking crying about who won and who lost does nothing. I encourage you to read a book called Choice Theory. There's nothing you can do about what happened. There's something you can do about what will happen.
True. We're all caught up on comments over here.
Trump uses Tiger Fitness supplements. Well, I mean, MTS, Tiger Fitness, it doesn't make supplements.
They don't make supplements. And then Donald Pump.
You know what? That was good. So one thing we're not going to do, and I'm going to end with this. One thing we're not going to do is tell you to go out and vote. Because if you have to last minute go vote and you make a thoughtless, emotional vote, it might cancel out my well thought out, educated vote. So my answer to you is if you don't know the issues, if you don't know why you're voting for who you're voting for, stay the fuck home. I put a lot of thoughts into my vote. Voting is a right, but we need to take it seriously. So if you do go vote, make sure you read up on what the fuck you're voting for. Make sure you read up on the candidates and their platform. For example, if you are Christian and you vote for a pro-choice candidate, you are not a Christian. You can't vote for the genocide of babies and be pro. There's literally and I can't buy that. That's a make or break. Is there more?
Yeah, we got a couple more in there. I don't know how you guys are so calm about this. Maybe I'm just irrational. I'm shook about it here.
There's nothing you can do.
Nothing we can do.
All you can do is vote. All you can do is vote. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you can't, there's no use stressing over what you have no power over. And right now you have no power over this. You are powerless.
Do you think Dan Crenshaw should run for president? I don't know who that is.
Dan Crenshaw is the guy who lost his eye. Texas, I believe. I like Dan Crenshaw. I don't know all of his platforms. It's like, I don't know if he has I don't know if he has the juice to do it yet. I honestly, if Rand Paul ran, I'd vote for him. If Tulsi was the Democrat nominee, I would have probably voted for her, even though I don't see eye to eye with her. But I don't know enough about Dan Crenshaw to vote for him. But on that note, guys, we will see you later. We have other podcasts coming. This is a live. We could have a nice, fun podcast with Cammie today, being the state champion as a freshman or being a part of a state champion team as a freshman. And I think that'll be interesting. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to follow GainzCast on YouTube, on Spotify, on all your platforms and all that. And follow Matt and myself, Matt A. Morano.
Yes.
On all platforms, as well as Mark Lobliner. Anyway, guys, talk to you soon.